Hi everybody, my name is Luana, and today I will be talking to you about Fragile X syndrome. So basically, I'm just going to start off with a quick overview about the syndrome, what it is. So it's a genetic condition caused by a total mutation of the FMR1 gene. This is a gene that works for a protein in the brain called fragile mental retardation protein. This gene is important because it helps us have regular functioning cognitive abilities and helps our cognitive skills develop. Fragile X causes physical, mental, and emotional differences in people who have it. And males are diagnosed more than females. However, when females are diagnosed, their symptoms and their characteristics are a lot more severe, especially on an intellectual level. For the males diagnosed, it's 1 in 4,000, and females diagnosed, it's 1 in 6,000. So characteristics in males. So for the behavioral side of things, there's a lot of social anxiety, autism, hand biting, flapping, aggression, and sensory issues. Could be a little bit of self-mutilation there as well. Physically, it is noticed that males have larger ears, a longer face, softer skin, flat feet, hyperflexible joints, connective tissue issues, double jointed fingers, a prominent jawline, and a lot of dental issues. But overall, their nature is known to be very friendly, and they are very attentive and have a good long-term memory, and they are very good visual learners. In females, as I said, the intellectual side of Fragile X is more pronounced. So there's a lot of depression, they're more withdrawn, they can whisper sometimes, they can have extreme shyness, skin picking, being repetitive in conversation, lack of ability to form and execute plans. The physical characteristics can be there. It, of course, depends on the individual and how their gene mutated, but it's usually more mild. And as far as a female's nature goes, it's the same, friendly, outgoing, good visual learners, and stuff like that. So as far as testing, getting diagnosed, and treatment, it's basically just done by a blood test, and one of these tests is called the Southern blot analysis, and this checks to see if the FMR1 gene is fully mutated. And then there's the polymerase chain reaction analysis, or PCR, and this checks for DNA patterns that repeat in the FMR1 gene. So if the gene pattern repeats more than once or a couple times, then there's a very high likelihood that the person is diagnosed with Fragile X. So in the Fragile X journey, like in their diagnosis, there's going to be a lot of visits to genetic counselors and therapists, a lot of doctors, but there's no single treatment or cure. So it's really important to be on top of early intervention if characteristics are noticed at birth or in the early stages of development, and so they can have different therapies put in place, medication if necessary, IEPs in school, getting all those accommodations in, and stuff like that. So Fragile X, with Fragile X, I wanted to tie in disability employment and disability advocacy together for this, because I think some of the things I have put in my slides kind of, they go a little bit hand in hand. And so yeah, I'm gonna do that. So physical work may be a lot better for people with Fragile X than sedentary work. I have a link here that talks about people with Fragile X and other disabilities in the workforce already who are struggling a little bit, and give some tips and tricks as to what to do exactly, to help yourself, because, it's never easy. One of the quotes I pulled from that article was, if you don't ask for anything, they don't give you anything. So it's really important to speak up, no matter what, because nobody can help you if they don't know. And then this next link that I have here just talks about Fragile X patients with how they can get a job, what's best for them in terms of like their personality and their work ethic. It's different for everybody, but it lists off a lot of the strengths that people with Fragile X have, some challenges, and things that the workplace actually may benefit from them. So some of their strengths are their visual learning, they imitate behavior, long-term memory is really good, they like repetitive tasks, and they're very friendly in social nature. Some of the challenges that they may be presented with are planning and executing plans. Their mental flexibility can vary, and have issues expressing themselves through speaking, and then just their inhibitions in general. But the workplace can really benefit from all their strengths. There's a lot of good, positive things about people with Fragile X, and they would do wonderful. People with Fragile X might benefit from having a set routine at work. Consistency is key, some job coaching, maybe having someone specifically there for them to like check in on and be like the go-to person for support if necessary. Breaks, shorter shifts, a small group environment, and limited verbal interaction. So any good sensory, anything sensory involved, it just depends on the person because everybody is different, but those are just some of the generalized strengths, challenges, and things that they could benefit from. But yeah, it really does vary. The article says people with Fragile X also have many real strengths, which can be of benefit to the workplace and provide them with satisfying work experience. And for advocacy, this first link I found, I thought it was really cool. It was about a mother and son who, the son has Fragile X, and the mom is trying to help him transition out of high school and into the workforce. And it's about how he got a job at his local grocery store, and through his job coaching with his high school and his therapists and support, and his mom advocating for him at the store, and kind of talking to the higher ups about her son, about what he needs and what he would benefit from. He was able to get a job, enjoy it, keep it, and he was just, it worked out. He was able to get everything he needed. So that's the importance of other people raising awareness and speaking up, because, as I said, nobody can help or nobody can make things easier for them if they don't know. So this next one is an article I found from a Fragile X awareness page, and on July 22nd, 2019, the Fragile X July Jam in Derry, New Hampshire raised over $6,000 for the Research Foundation and to fund research to find effective treatments and ultimately a cure for Fragile X. There's actually, in February, there's a couple days where people go to Washington, D.C., and they all get together, and these people are people with Fragile X, parents with kids who have the disorder, researchers, doctors, just anybody who wants to be there to bring awareness to the cause and raise money. They go and they connect and fundraise and just bring awareness to the public. That happens in mid-February, I believe. And their goal is to be a voice of solutions, walk across party lines, and improve the lives and opportunities of people living with Fragile X. Advocating is so important, especially when it's when there's syndromes and diseases out there that people may not know a lot about. So overall, Fragile X is the genetic syndrome that manifests itself a lot intellectually, physically, emotionally, but it is possible to live a good, normal life, whatever normal is. And there's always ways to be inclusive with people, for people with Fragile X. And here are my sources. Thank you for listening. I hope you took something away from my presentation. Thanks.